Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris Ashes to Ashes. So, this part we're going to have to deal with the lying contingency. Some of you will be wondering, what do you mean lying contingency? Well, see, they lie about their fleet strength. They go from spawning at 20k or so for one of their fleets, and then it just magically pops back up at 100 some odd K just because. And to be honest, I'm not a fan of that. I'm really not.
One of our stations is under attack.
I don't mind having an endgame crisis be powerful. I'm not a fan of it telling me its fleet strength is one thing, and then the next month it's suddenly 5 times what it was previously.
One of our spaceports is under attack.
Especially without them adding any new ships to the fleet. Now, I'm pretty sure this has nothing to do with the save now being a 2.1 save previously started on 2.0. Pretty sure they didn't touch endgame crises. I'm assuming it has to do with the crisis strength slider and what it is set to, and the game, for whatever reason, not telling me what that strength is right when the fleet spawns. It needs to take a month to figure it out. Now, before I forget, let's go ahead and set all these fleets to being based here. This way, if they ever have to run away, which they most certainly fucking will, I don't have to deal with them being all scattered all over the Empire. Let's hide the armies, because I don't fucking care to see them right now.
Building ruined.
I do not give a shit.
Construction complete.
Okay. Send all you guys over there. I still don't know where these guys' second fleet is, but you know, in theory it exists. And I would love it if you don't lose the Titans game. I just want to make that abundantly clear. While they're, realistically speaking, doing jack shit, I imagine. I mean, are they really helping at all? Damage output? Well, apparently they're 124% efficiency. I'm gonna call bull on that, but okay, game, if you say so. Yep, that's okay. Yep, that's what it's called. Apparently, it has 124% efficiency to enemy hull. Yep, whatever you say. But yeah, no, the arc emitters are doing the most damage. That's gonna be a lot of debris they're gonna leave there. Thank you for blowing up the construction ship. Now everybody, head home because you have repairs to be made. And we'll get the third fleet a Titan again eventually. Oh, there they are. I don't know where they came. Do they use the gateway? I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to use my gateway, so I'm gonna say no, you didn't use my gateway. But if you did, stop fucking using my gateways. Seriously. I don't even know how the hell you would have used it. Because I don't think there's any open gateways anywhere else in the galaxy except for the one that I opened up here when I repaired the one in my space. Wherever it is, somewhere up here. So I don't know where the hell those guys came from. They just magically poofed into existence here. Ubrak, I wouldn't go about insulting me if I were you. It's just as a word of advice, because if I die, you are definitely next, just to make it abundantly clear. because this might come as a surprise, but I'm about the only person really stopping 2 of the sterilization hubs from getting to you. In fact, if I were you, I'd be giving me money. Specifically minerals, obviously, but money nonetheless. Because I could take advantage of it to, oh, I don't know, build up my fleets. Sure, I'll then be able to turn those fleets against you after the contingency has been dealt with, but that's besides the point. Trust me, it's in your best interest to help me deal with the contingency if you want to have even a chance of surviving in the future. I'm going to kick the game up to 3 speed since we're just repairing the fleets. Which isn't the most exciting things to watch, I imagine. Is this the last batch? I think it might be. At least for this fleet. Nope, not quite. What are you making? Are you making battleships here? No, just a bunch of cruisers. Is that 5 cruisers? It is 5 cruisers. Now you need the battleships. Battleships are how much again? 1,300, so it's still going to take us a couple of months. And that synth detection method is still taking forever to research. Okay, oh, nope, okay, there you go. You did build a battleship apparently, and I missed it. Oh, what's being attacked? Oh, that is. Let's try and deal with it.
One of our research
Oh
stations
shit, fuck
lost.
that, never mind. They're sending their fleets here. I told you guys to oh god damn it, game, I swear you're such shit sometimes. Selecting all 3 of these fleets and telling them to orbit here should, oh I don't know, tell all 3 fleets to enter orbit of the station. Didn't realize that was a difficult concept, but apparently it is. Oh, never mind, I thought they were coming here. You tricked me, game. You fucking tricked me. Is that a bunch of destroyers? Yep, that's a bunch of destroyers that you're making. You're still waiting for the battleship? Yes, you are. God, that takes forever to build.
Building ruined. One of our mining stations has been lost.
I could declare a saint. I don't think it would help me, though. In the grand scheme of things, at least.
Building ruined.
Okay, I'm gonna let this batch build up. And then I think we're gonna send this fleet to go and deal with those guys. That's one of my core worlds. I can't really let them take that. And my fleets aren't in a position to help deal with it, so let's go ahead and send the fleets out.
Building ruined.
Again, we're gonna take a lot of losses. That's just the way this works. Fighting the endgame crisis is always a war of attrition. I'll be honest, I would love to see them release a DLC that actually, you know, makes the endgame crisis less of a straight-up war of attrition, because that's all it is.
Building ruined.
They might want it to be something different, but it only ever comes across as a war of attrition.
We have claimed a new world for our people. Xeno invaders are defiling one of our planets. Xeno invaders are defiling one of our planets.
And that basically keeps my fleet out of... fleet can't really do anything at all anymore. Go there and build me a new starbase. Oh, you kept your Titan. First fleet lost theirs though, not surprised. They stayed in the fight longer.
Building ruined.
Oh, I didn't need to build one, okay. Game automatically rebuilt it. When I managed, oh. Anything interesting here? Not really. Sapient combat computers, which you don't want to use when you're fighting the contingency anyway, so... Thanks, game, but no.
Our planet has been occupied by alien filth.
You know what, that'll be nice. If my borders aren't closed to you guys, I'll open them. Am I rivaling you guys or something? No? I'm just not allowed to open my border. Okay. For whatever reason, my borders are closed to you. I guess because you close your borders to me. Because somehow that makes sense. What happened to you guys? Okay, you're liberating my space. Wonderful. I'd love it if you killed the fleets, though. To be completely honest with you, I'd rather you take the fleets over. Or deal with the enemy fleets, rather than, deal with the outposts, because the outposts can let you know a little secret game. Pretty sure with the contingency, it means fuck all. Because I don't think they actually have to deal with resources. They beat the shit out of the Reavers, or Ravagers, or whatever the hell they're called. One of the Marauder factions.
Building ruined.
I don't care. I've got other shit to deal with. I think I'm gonna turn the ring world into just a massive production or mineral thing, because I kind of, you know, need the minerals. You know what? Feel free to go down there and try and do that. Why do I have two of you there? I don't know. I don't think I really need both of you to go down there. So which one of these worlds produces more science? You do. Now this is going to help me get extra energy, but that's not really what I need. I need extra minerals. I mean, the extra energy helps. It means my fleets can stay out longer, but, you know, when I'm sitting at the cap pretty constantly when the fleets aren't... Oh, god damn it. So, where are you... Okay, we do actually have another Fallen Empire. I never met them because, you know, they were right here. But this isn't going to help us at all. Just want to note that. Having a Fallen Empire awaken is not going to help us in the slightest. Because these guys will eventually wake up, and they're going to want to get into a fight. And guess what happens when the war in heaven starts? Everybody else is forced to basically pick a side. They either go non-aligned, or they side with one of the two fallen empires. And when you have an endgame crisis going on, yeah, that's kind of going to hamper your ability to do anything. So, that's a thing. That we're going to have to deal with is the war in heaven kicking off and everybody being forced to pick a side. And of course, nobody's helping me anyway except for the Machine Fallen Empire, but that's just because they're designed to help deal with the contingency, and so they're going to the closest ones to them first, I guess. And lucky me, the ones in my space are closest to them, so I'm not completely by myself, but I might as well be. The difference is hardly noticeable. I hate that you have arrested development, I really do.
We have mastered a new technology.
Woo! Any of these useful? Gateway construction. I mean, it would allow me to build gateways in all my shipyards so that they're all interconnected. So, you know, that's useful. But, to be honest, I think I'm gonna have to go for the energy weapon damage. Even if it's gonna take me 110 months to research. Also, just to make sure, okay, Cloud Lightning is an energy. I assume it's the same for the focused arc emitter. It is. Wonderful. I really do actually wish I was using new ship classes right now, because if I was, I'd be having access to a Dreadnought that would have double X slots, which would probably result in me being able to deal with the contingency far easier than I am right now, outside of the fact that it's bloody expensive to build a Dreadnought, but it would be something. So yeah, you know, you feel free to try and get the regenerative hull tissue and the sapient combat computers, but I can't use the sapient combat computers because that'll just result in, like I said, the contingency. I'm pretty sure it allows them to take over your shit, which I'm not a fucking fan of, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, let's go ahead and get you! Second, or first fleet rather. Might as well be the second fleet now. Well, you do actually now have a skill 7 general, so that's nice. Doesn't really help me at all. Well, at least not as much as it could. I don't think he's really adding that much to your
Debris analyzed.
Firepower. What's this? Ooh, no, oh, the Awakened Empire is coming through. Wait, hold up one gosh darn second game. One, how the fuck did they get down here so quickly? Because... No, game, that's not how this works. Did they literally fly through the United Alari Imperium, up into the Kazam Citizen League, through this wormhole down to here, all the way down through here? No, game, they can't fly that quickly. I'm calling bullshit on that. There's no way they flew that quickly. What's their speed on their escorts? 294. An escort is, what, basically a destroyer, I think? Let me find out. A combat destroyer. I'm pretty sure that's roughly what, or maybe it's along the lines of a cruiser. I don't know. One of the two. Yeah, they're fucking slower than my cruisers and destroyers, so game, no. They got jump drives, yes, but their range is the same as mine. That is such bull. That the Fallen Empire apparently managed to get through my space so fucking quickly. But you know what, sure, if you guys want to deal with the contingency, I won't stop you, but you're kind of going in the wrong direction if you're planning to deal with the contingency. Unless you're trying to deal with these specifically. In which case, I'd rather you help deal with these guys. But clearly you're not going to do that. No, go down there, rebuild the stations.
Debris analyzed.
Oh, another fleet of theirs. This time it's an 80K. Is this one going to go and deal with this stuff down here, or is it going to head up here as well? I'm guessing it's going to head up here as well, just like the second. Oh, did they kill? Oh. So I think they killed the, enigmatic fortress that was in one of these systems somewhere. I don't know which one of these it was. So they kind of blew it up for us, so thanks, I guess. As far as I know, it used to be bugged. I didn't realize it was fixed. It's kind of the reason why I didn't bother dealing with it, because I figured it was probably still broken. To my understanding, the issue is it results in your fleet not doing anything. Oh, the 87K fleet is going down south to
Special
deal with those
product
guys.
complete.
After much experimentation, our scientists have managed to devise an effective detection method for identifying synthetic infiltrators disguised as Carbonogs. Scanners are being distributed to our security forces, and several synth cells have already been exposed and destroyed. This will hopefully put an end to their infiltration campaign. Wonderful. Oh, did we finish with the ring world up here? Nope, still 600 days. Okay. If you guys use all your fleets, you can deal with this system relatively easily. I would really appreciate it if you used all your fleets to deal with that 200k fleet they have sitting in over the sterilization hub. Oh, 300 now, rather. Oh, Jesus Christ, game. Quit upgrading it. I'm gonna go for Harmony. Because pop growth is useful. Sadly, I'm not technically fighting a defensive war when you're fighting a endgame crisis, because they're not a war in the traditional sense of how the game labels them. Which, I'll be honest, that's kind of annoying. I wish I was able to use... ooh, okay. Are you guys just... okay, yep, they're gonna engage. And they're gonna lose the fleet. I don't think they're really gonna do much damage. Jeez, they have almost 200% efficiency against armor. What is it the main thing doing it? Particle lances. Okay, your guys' particle lances are the main thing that's helping you. And I'm slightly surprised by this. So there goes an Awakened Empire fleet.
Construction complete.
It did all of fuck all against that contingency fleet. Now, if they used all their fleets, they might have been fine, but they didn't use all their fleets together, so it resulted them, like I said, doing all of fuck all. Now, it is weak enough for me to send all my fleets if all my fleets were fully repaired, but it should be noted I would probably lose my entire fleet in that scenario, so yeah. Now, if this Awakened Empire sends this fleet over here, my fleets with their fleet could probably do it, especially since particle lances could only fire directly in front. Where are you going now? I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that though. You going off and doing your own thing. I think that's a battleship, right? Yeah, one more battleship, and I think that's gonna be it. I don't think I'm gonna wait to try and get you guys at Titan. That's gonna take too fucking long. None of my core worlds are being bombarded right now. Let's go ahead and finish off the first fleet.
Defiling one of our planets.
I don't care about the sectors game. Just want to make that abundantly clear. I really don't.
Building ruin.
Okay.
Our planet has been occupied by alien filth.
Yep, whatever. Like I said, don't give a shit. It's not the core worlds. I care for the core worlds more so than anything else. Yes, I know I lost one last part. But it's going to get replaced with something even better. A ring world in 280 some odd days. Do you have a... Yep, that's a 300 right there as well. Okay, let's see. You guys are... Okay. That's what? About 170k, give or take. Another 80k. Yeah, if you guys use all your fleets, you might be able to deal with this. Well, this fleet. I don't think you can deal with the system because of all the additional defenses it has, but at least the... Okay, governor died. Where? Is it one of the sectors or... Well, I don't know. It might be one of the sectors, but let's check the planets first. Nope. Okay, it was one of the sectors. Apparently one of the sectors was also already missing a person. Because I can't afford to get them one. I don't have slaves, so that's useless. So I guess I'll go for... These are all useless, though, if I'm honest. I'll go for you. Because you're cheap. Honestly, none of the choices were good. Oh, are you guys turning around? No! Don't! Damn it. Oh shit, we have 4 now, apparently. Where are you guys? Oh, right up there. Well, that's fun. So War in Heaven's gonna be kicking off in the relatively near future. Keep to yourself. So, that's something we're gonna have to deal with. I could become a satellite of these guys, but I have to contribute 25% of my research towards them. We also have to ban artificial I don't mind banning artificial intelligence. I'll be honest with you on that. We don't use it. And you guys want my mineral and energy, which is a... fuck no. It ain't gonna happen. Especially when the contingency's right on my border. But research, sure. I would give that up if it would actually protect me. It won't. But if it would, I wouldn't mind giving it up. Are you guys still waiting for the battleship? You are, wow. This take forever to build. I thought we had stuff that
complete.
Helped us build them faster. We do. By 25%, they still take ages to build. And luckily, I know where you're going. The game's actually telling me for once. Which is interesting, because that tells me you're going to the system. It also means they're going to bombard this world. Oh. Well, it already has bots there, so feel free to bomb it into oblivion. I'll take it back later if I'm in the mood. Did you already finish your job? You did. Try and research those projects. Before everything goes to shit again. You, go home. No, go there. The fleets are on the front, well, relatively speaking, front line. It's actually a little bit closer to more like a reserve line, but that's besides the point. And we're just gonna be rebuilding the fleet, I think, for the rest of this part. And the next part, we'll go back out and attack. And then we'll have to spend the rest of the part rebuilding the fleet. And then the part after that, we'll go back out and attack again. And then have to spend the rest of the part rebuilding the fleet. Yeah, this shit takes forever. I'll be honest, again, it's one reason why I would really like to see them do some work on the endgame crises, because I don't think they should be solely a war of attrition. That's not the most interesting gameplay, in my opinion.
Debris analyzed.
And I'm sure there are ways they could make it better. They just have to, you know, try. So wonderful, we have a Ring World segment. We're gonna go ahead and colonize it. Where's my nearest world? Because it really doesn't matter where they come from. What's the world here called? Yurdu and Putty's Pantry. Now where's a good place to put you? Here gets me 2 adjacency bonuses. Here gets me 3 adjacency bonuses. But I lose out on the physics. Oh, I have a shit ton of physics. So, you know what, game? I'll take the missing out on the physics, and we will call this Pildara, sure.
Construction
now,
complete.
I don't have the ability to save up the minerals necessary. I don't care. Yep, you guys can go ahead and form your XCOM or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's probably not the best time to pop up on the galaxy if you do manage to not nuke yourselves afterwards. And trust me, they probably will nuke themselves afterwards. That's been my experience 90% of the time, it seems like, with these primitives that hit the atomic age.
Construction complete.
They pretty much only ever seem to nuke themselves. I assume you're building just a bunch of Corvettes right now.
Special product complete.
Okay, you're done. Nothing else you can do, so I guess head back here and continue assisting with the research. See, that says 28K. Okay, that says 28K. This is a fully, at least as far as the numbers seem to indicate. Okay, nope, game's lying here. The game's showing their armor at about 1/3. Yeah, the bar is full, game. This is lying. Same with the hull points. They're at about half, but the bar is shown as full. So you look at this and you think, oh, these guys are at full health. They're only 28.4K. But once they repair, they're suddenly 5 times the fleet power. All because these bars are lying to you. You get the wrong idea as to how things really are. I don't know why the bars are lying. There's no reason for them to be wrong, ever. I mean, hell, those are the same bars, I'm pretty sure, more or less, since the game came out, except for armor being added in with 2.0, but the health and shield bars have always been there, as far as I know. Or at least as far as I can recall. I couldn't, you know, let's institute a fear campaign. I need some more monthly unity. And you know what? Sure, we'll declare a saint. I need that unity. I need to finish something off here so I can get Defender of the Galaxy, I think, because we're taking far too many losses against these guys. Now, some of you might be thinking, hey, why don't you send your fleets over here when it's only 28.4K? Because the reality is, once it gets into a fight, it'll probably mystically be at 100% health, hull, and shield, and all of a sudden be sitting back at 180K, or whatever the fuck it is now. And of course, because my fleets have taken losses in the previous engagements, they're all no longer veterans, they are now at most experienced. For the most part. There might be a couple of veterans that survived if they're really lucky, but generally speaking, it's now stuck with just experienced. No recruits, because they're being built here, and we have a fleet academy, so they're all starting out at experienced. Now, we are going to get the ability to build some slightly larger fleets. That'll be great. We'll get something for some extra armor hit points. That'll probably not be that helpful, really, considering they have like a 200. Larger fleets are probably the most useful thing, but of course that requires me to be able to afford larger fleets. I can't afford larger fleets. Or at least when it comes to being able to rebuild it relatively quickly. Because, surprise, surprise, these guys have taken over some of my planets, and that means less resources for me.
Construction complete.
Okay, that colony ship is off on its way. We're just going to continue rebuilding the third fleet. The AI is really just going all over the fucking place. How many battleships do you have? Okay, that's all the battleships. then you guys are done. Except for the Titan, but, you know, I can't afford the Titan anyway, and I'd rather save the minerals because it costs, what was it, 4 grand almost to build a fucking Titan? Yeah, 3,300 to build a Titan. I'd rather save the minerals, to be honest, because I'm gonna have to rebuild the fleet anyway, so I might as well just stockpile them. Once those battleships are done, maybe we'll send our fleets over here to try and deal with those guys before they hit full health, but honestly, again, I expect them to magically repair. So I'm probably going to actually do a little safe scumming there, depending upon how the game decides to handle that. We'll save before we go over, and if once we engage it decides to magically poof up to 100k, we'll probably just end the part there, and I won't override the save made prior to engaging them. Because, again, I think that's bullshit. That their fleets just poof into existence at 20k, and then once they finally finish repairing, they're at 180k. And I do expect, once I engage it, for it to decide to suddenly be at 100k, as if it was fully repaired, even if it's not. Oh yes, I have that set as a no-go zone. So let's go over there. Second fleet still has its Titan, for what little good it does it. In theory, the second fleet should be able to deal with these guys all by itself. The reality is that ain't gonna be the fucking case. Another governor died. Is this one in charge of the core worlds? It was. You know what? Sure, we'll get a psychic. Where is the...
colonization efforts begun.
Wonderful. It's gonna take 25 months, and then I need to fill it up and build it, and yeah. Only reason why you would take expansion, in my opinion, is really to get that additional pop on new colonies. It helps to speed things up by a pop, because sadly, pops don't grow exponentially. Which see what I fucking tell ya. We jump in, it was 28k. Whoa, we can deal with that relatively easily. We should take no losses, and magically it's 118k because it's been engaged in battle. Oh, this is such fucking bullshit. Now, in theory, we should win this, so I might override the save after this, but again, I think it is bullshit that it was 20k, and then it's 118k once we engage it. We're just gonna have to spend the first half of the next part rebuilding the fleets. Again. Because that's what an endgame crisis is. A war of attrition. Not the most interesting thing ever. Honestly, I would probably turn off completely endgame crises if I had the option to do it, because I don't find them interesting. As it stands right now, at least. They're really not. I don't think the whole war of attrition thing they got going is particularly interesting to play, and I'm sure it's not interesting to watch unless you like to hear me swearing at the game. Which, I mean, hell, some of you might like that, but it's not something I particularly enjoy doing, but it happens because sometimes games like to do shit like that, where as soon as you engage the fleet, it's magically 5 times the fleet strength, because, hey, turns out it really was sitting at full health. The bars weren't lying. But when you hovered over the ships to see their individual hull and whatnot, it was lying. And there's the war in heaven, the thing I don't fucking want to have to deal with. Not take a side in this conflict. I got bigger fucking shit to deal with, and of course that means the fallen empires aren't going to help me anymore. So the Kelazan have already sided with the Neborite directors. We'll see who decides to go with what. Okay, the Citizen Confederation of Kosek has also already sided with the Neborite Directorate. We still have this fallen empire here who's just going to sit on the sidelines watching everybody die against the contingency. Let's just make it abundantly clear. These are fanatic xenophiles. They like people. Guess what they're doing? They're saying, I know you guys are dying against the contingency, but we just don't care. We're just going to sit here twiddling our thumbs watching as the galaxy is completely annihilated by the contingency and the new war in heaven that has started as a result of two fallen empires awakening, one of which sent fleets to help deal with the contingency, but has now decided, screw y'all, I've now got bigger shit to deal with. Because I'm pretty sure the one that was helping us is probably not going to help us anymore. Now, the Machine Fallen Empire probably still will. But these guys, no, they're screwed. They're not screwed, but they're not going to help us. I'm fairly certain of that. Now, if by some miracle... There we go. League started. Who started out of curiosity? Or has it not officially started yet? It's just it technically exists without... Oh, no? Okay. Who the fuck started it? Okay, I'm looking at this. I'm trying to figure out. Kreskox Union, apparently. Who? Oh, you! You haven't actually started it yet. So now we have the choice of joining the League of Non-Aligned Powers, which of course means that we will have to deal with the contingency and the two warring fallen empires at the same time. Yeah, I just want to make it abundantly clear, this isn't going to fucking end well for any of us. Okay? I'm busy down here in the south dealing with two sterilization hubs of the contingency. Okay? The Kreskox Union, or however the hell that's pronounced, also has a contingency on its border. Its other friend that it's already friends with, the Kingdom of Septo-Ka, also has the contingency right on its borders. Oh, and guess what? They both border a fallen empire. Yeah, I'm gonna stay out of this. I expect it to probably fail miserably because the contingency is just gonna swarm through it. Or at least the Kingdom of Septo-Ka and the Kreskox Union. The fallen empires will probably be, or the awakened empires rather, will probably be left completely unopposed in their conquests of the neighbors around them, because I'm sure that's going to happen as a result of the war in heaven. And so, yeah, this is not going to end well. This series is gonna end with me being the only person left standing against the contingency and two awakened empires that are gonna be duking it out in the north, with the contingency basically dividing the galaxy in half, because I'll probably be able to deal with the two that are within my borders, but the two up there I won't be able to deal with until I touch them, and I'm not going to be touching them until they expand their borders to touch me. So yeah, no, it's simply too dangerous, and this is going to end poorly. That needs to be made abundantly clear. This is going to end very fucking poorly. Okay, OmniHub's joined.
We have mastered a new technology.
Woo! Fleet command limit. So useful. I don't have robots, so synthetic thought patterns is worthless. Chemical bliss is an absolutely worthless technology. If they ever decide to get smart and rework it, I would gladly use it, but I don't see that ever happening, so it is worthless as far as I'm concerned. Let's go ahead and get the first fleet repaired. These guys are, heading back home, I imagine. Well, it says attacking Starbase. I'm pretty sure they're heading back home. Has the war already started? Yeah, okay, it did. So yeah, they're heading back home to deal with those guys. The United Alari Imperium is no longer in a federation because they were in one, I think, with the Omni Hub, but that fell apart now because the Omni Hub joined the Bright Axis, as it's apparently still referred to by, because the game decided not to rename it to the League of Non-Aligned Nations, apparently, because it was already started by members that were in a federation, I guess. Now, the United Alari Imperium could choose to join it, surely. they're not rivaling any of the members, so there's no reason for them not to join it if they want to get smart. And if they want to live, it probably is in their best interest to join it. Because, guess what? Their borders literally divide the two awakened empires that are duking it out. They're gonna want to pick a side or choose to join these guys, because they're screwed if they don't do anything, really. I'm sure both of these awakened empires would love to kill the Alari if they don't join. Have you guys started? Nope. The League of Non-Aligned Nations has not started their war against either of the awakened empires yet. Hell, they might decide not to, depending upon how the game works. As far as I know, they're not forced to do it, but they are given I think it does affect to a degree their relations when they're in the League. Now I'm going to end this part here. I'm going to override that save I made previously. Again, if these guys send their fleet, I mean, if they follow me, okay, I would gladly send my fleets with their fleet into here. We'd probably lose, but I think we'd do some damage against this fleet if we were all together in this. The reality is we're not going to be all together in this because the AI doesn't understand the concept of all together in this. And so yes, this sterilization hub needs to be dealt with so I can start dealing with this stuff. Retaking this stuff down here, and I could send my fleet up here. I was really hoping the con would occur. And that might have been actually helpful if the con had occurred, because then they'd have the combined might of all three Marauders. And hey, one of them bordered the contingency. Technically they don't border the contingency anymore, because their borders don't officially touch, but there's open space between them, so they do still technically, as far as I'm concerned, do it. Also, I don't know if these guys always had only one system. I don't think they did. I imagine they had more, so I think they lost some to repeated attacks by either the Kazam or the United Alari. I'm not sure which, but I'm gonna guess the Kazam, because I think the game tries to spawn them with hyperlane connections. But that's going to be it for this part. We will be spending probably the first half of the next part rebuilding the fleet, and then trying to deal with the contingency fleets down here until we can get our fleets built up enough to deal with the sterilization hub here. That's going to take ages, so yes. I will see you all in the next part, as we expect the galaxy to eventually result in being swallowed up by the contingency, because it'll be me versus the contingency and the two awakened empires at the very end of this series. And there's no negotiating with the contingency or two awakened fallen empires, so we're screwed. We really are. This is going to be the galaxy that's going to end with the contingency winning, realistically speaking. Because and now my only support is the Machine Fallen Empire, and they don't have particularly large fleets. Well, at least nothing large enough to deal with, you know, a 300k fleet that is literally just sitting over a sterilization hub, twiddling its thumbs saying, "What should I do? What should I do?" Yes, so I'll see you on the next part, but until then, a goodbye and farewell.